Hey guys, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel. Rosie and I are here to give you a book haul. I recently have, well, not recently, but I have fallen down the booktube rabbit hole and have been reading a bunch, and on Prime Day decided I'm placing an order for a lot of the books that are on my list. So here I am to bring you my haul. If that's something you're interested in, then stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing I got was this boxed set of the Outlander series. I got the first 4 books, and then I also got the second 4 books. I've read the first 2 or 3 in the series, but have not read any of the other ones. And eventually I want to. So I'm like, let me just get them all so they're all the same. And I just loved that it came in this packaging that showed like stuff from the show. I am addicted to the show. I'm currently on season 4, so I'm getting there, but and eventually I'm going to have to like subscribe to Stars or something, another freaking streaming service, but that's okay. So those are the book sets I've got. And then I have 6 other books here. 5, but, and then, anyway, all right. So another book I got was this one from Harlan Coben, Tell No One. It says on the back, for Dr. David Beck, the loss was shattering. And every day for the past 8 years, he has relieved the horror of what happened. The gleaming lake, the pale moonlight, the piercing screams. The night his wife was taken, the last night he saw her alive. Everyone tells him it's time to move on, to forget the past once and for all. But for David Beck, there can be no closure. A message has appeared on his computer, a phrase only he and his dead wife know. Suddenly, Beck is taunted with the impossible, that somewhere, somehow, his wife is alive, and he's been warned to tell no one. This is a book that's right up my alley. I've never read a book by Harlan Coben, but I have watched some of his shows that are on Netflix, and I've loved them. So this is the first one. Second one I got is called The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. And this says, forgotten history, a secret network of women, a legacy of poison and revenge. Welcome to The Lost Apothecary. In 18th century London, women whisper of a hidden apothecary shop and its mysterious owner, Nella, who sells well-disguised poisons to use against the oppressive men in their lives. Nella's dark world is no place for her new patron, a precocious 12-year-old named Eliza Fanning. But their unexpected bond sparks a string of consequences that echoes through the centuries. 200 years later, aspiring historian Caroline Parswell is running from her own demons when she discovers a clue to London's long unsolved apothecary murders. Caroline's upended present soon collides with an explosive history, binding her fate to Nella's and Eliza's in a stunning twist that transcends the barrier of time. This was one that was on BookTube quite a bit, and I've been into, first of all, mystery, but like then also like some of the fantasy or like magic kind of books. So that's why I chose this one. Next, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This has been one that has been talked about by many booktubers, and I really wanted it to bring to the beach, but I didn't order it because I thought, no, I want to wait till it goes more on sale. So I ordered it on Prime Day, and I was already at the beach, so didn't bring it with me, but I'll get to this eventually. It says, a magical island, a dangerous task, a burning secret. Linus Baker is a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company, but his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment to travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous in fact that they're likely to bring about the end of days. When Linus arrives at that strangest of islands, he's greeted by a series of mysterious figures, the great mystery of which is Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn. Or worse, his secret comes to life. The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story, masterfully told about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing the family is yours. The House in the Cerulean Sea. Next, Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I've heard a lot about Brandon Sanderson, and I've wanted to read one of his books. This was one that particularly caught my eye because apparently he wrote this for his wife, and it's kind of outside of like the type of books that he usually writes a little bit. So she said, "This is so good, you have to publish it." So he did, and that is this book, and that intrigued me. So it says, the only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. Amid the spore oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death? Tress of the Emerald Sea. And Kristen Hanna, The Women. I love Kristen Hanna, and I want to read every book she's ever published. I'm quite on my way to doing that. And this was one of her newest books that she has written. Let me read to you. And I'm particularly enthralled with Vietnam stories because my dad was in the war. So I usually like to read stories based on the Vietnam War. So it says, women can be heroes. When 20-year-old nursing student Frances Frankie McGrath hears these words, it's a revelation. Raised in the sun-drenched idyllic world of Southern California and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing. But in 1965, the world is changing, and she suddenly dares to imagine a different future for herself. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she joins the Army Nurse Corps and follows his path. As green and inexperienced as the men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie is overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of war. Each day is a gamble of life and death, hope and betrayal. Friendships run deep and can be shattered in an instant. In war, she meets and becomes one of the lucky, the brave, the broken, and the lost. But war is just the beginning for Frankie and her veteran friends. The real battle lies in coming home to a changed and divided America, to angry protesters, and to a country that wants to forget Vietnam. The Women is the story of one woman gone to war, but it shines a light on all women who put themselves in harm's way and whose sacrifice and commitment to their country has too often been forgotten. A novel about deep friendships and bold patriotism, The Women is a richly drawn story with a memorable heroine whose idealism and courage under fire will come to define an era. The Women, Kristen Hanna. And then the final book I have is a book that I did not get on Amazon, but I purchased when I was on vacation. There's a really good bookstore in Cape May, and I always go into that bookstore and end up purchasing something. Well, twice, the 2 times I've been there. And this time I wanted to get a Cassandra Clare book. I've read things by her, but I don't own anything by her. So I decided to go with one of her Shadowhunters books. And this one's called Lady Midnight. And it is The Dark Artifices. It's book 1 of the Dark Artifices series. And it says, in a secret world where half-angel warriors called Shadowhunters are sworn to fight demons, Parabati is a sacred word. A Parabati is your best friend and battle partner. Parabatai can be everything to each other, but they can never fall in love. Emma Carstairs is a shadow hunter, the best in her generation. Together with her Barabatai, Julian Blackthorn, she patrols the streets of Los Angeles, where fairies, the most powerful of supernatural creatures, teeter on the edge of open war with shadow hunters. When bodies, both fairy and human, turn up, bearing masks that match those found on Emma's own murdered parents, an uneasy alliance is formed. This is Emma's chance for revenge, and Julian's chance to get back his brother, a prisoner of the fairy courts. All they have to do is solve the murders within 2 weeks and before the murderer targets them. Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. So yeah, this is my haul for Amazon books. I'm sure there will be more to come. I am finding that I'm purchasing more and more books. I also have a subscription to Kindle Unlimited, so I've been reading a ton that way, and it's been so great getting my reading bug back. If you are interested in any of these books, I will have them linked down below. If you purchase any of them by clicking on the links, I will receive a small commission. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I want to share more of what I'm reading and thoughts on books as I get through things. So if that's something you think you'd like, let me know. And yeah, thank you guys so much for giving me part of your day. And Rosie, say hello. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.